this is my Being the Change project for 2022 or 2021. So what I chose for my Be the Change was monthly challenges. And this time around, I kind of wanted to work on more things that focused on bettering myself in particular and improving like my habits and my life. So in January, I decided to do just 10 hours of driving, kind of take it a little easy. And then in February and March, I took up 2 months working on redesigning my room. And then in April, I decided to kind of go the extra mile and mountain bike for 200 miles. And then May, I tracked my sleep by doing deadly daytime driving. For January was 10 hours of driving. And driving and getting like out to get my hours done has kind of been hard for me because both of my parents are usually off like taking their cars, and my brother usually uses up the car if I don't use it. And so it kind of is hard for me to find time, but luckily I have this really cool uncle that not only encouraged me to come drive with him, but actively would like sought me out to go and drive with him, and I spent probably 13 plus hours just with him alone. And then for February and March, I wanted to change the scene of my room. So what I usually have in my room, this is how it used to look, where it's mostly just kind of things that I just put in. I don't really care what I had in my room. That sequence pillow, actually, if you like move the sequence, it's just a picture of Mr. Bean. So it really shows how much I didn't care what I put in my room. And so I really wanted to change that. I wanted to make it like a really good living space for me where I could feel comfortable and happy. And so I completely repainted the walls. I made it like a lighter color to make it feel more open. And then I personally love really earthy colors. So I wanted to go with a green kind of sage color for my accent wall. So I painted that over, and you see kind of choosing which ones I want. I know they're very different shades. And so this is the before image, and then once I was done, it looked more like this. And it just made me feel a lot better about, my living space and how I felt in my room. It made me a lot more comfortable, just like being there. Quote says, the decoration and look of the house play a major role in determining the mood of the place. The decor of the house also has an effect on the mood of the people living in the house, so it is important to pay attention to the decor. A good-looking house is good for getting rid of anxiety and stress. And I found this to be really true, that after I actually got my room redesigned and I had it feel like clean and more like me, I just felt so much comfortable in my room, and I just felt so much happier with how it looked. And then in April, I decided to go the extra mile, literally, where my family, my dad, and we love to do mountain biking. And so there's been this kind of tradition that we have done for the past few years where we'll go to Moab and do the 100-mile trail. It's like a 3-day trip, and we'll go there. But for this month, I really wanted to kind of test myself, so I decided to do it twice. And so the first week I went was with my uncle and some of my cousins, and it was kind of a test for me because I wasn't with any of my immediate family, and it was kind of stressful at first, but I found myself really happy with the trip, and I just had a super good time. I also got burnt to a crisp. And then for week 2, luckily I was somewhat healed from my burn, so I decided to do a round 2, and got burned again, but not as bad. And did the full 200 miles through both trips. I didn't get in the truck at any time or skip anything, and I was super tired by the end. There is evidence that exercise is beneficial for mental health. It reduces anxiety, depression, and negative mood, and improves self-esteem and cognitive functioning. I found this to be really true because before I actually went on this trip, I found myself getting more and more lazy and just kind of tired every day. But after this trip, I actually found myself to be so much more active and happy, just like in the past few months. for me, I chose to do like tracking for my sleep. My goal was actually to get to bed at 10:30. I think I got that once, and so it wasn't super. I didn't do it super well, but I did try. Um, but one good thing did come out of it is that just for this month, for some reason, somebody wanted to get in on the action, which was my dog. So I wake up to this almost every morning. Things that I learned from this is just to kind of be aware of every month and just kind of time that's passing and be aware of what you want to change in your life. And I found that to be really beneficial for me and like just for me to work on myself every month. And I thought that was a super cool experience for me to be able to do this. Thank you.
All right.